Atlanta Plugged In starts now.
Food insecurity is a real problem for many struggling families right now, and that also affects their pets. So joining us today is Aimee Gilbreath with PetSmart Charities. She's here to tell us how they're teaming up with the nonprofit Feeding America to provide food for pets. So welcome, Aimee. First, tell us, why is this initiative so important?
As you mentioned, a lot of families are struggling financially right now because of the pandemic, and we've all seen the stories about overwhelmed food banks and long lines. What we don't talk about is that pets are also part of that equation. More than half of US households have a pet. And so when a family is struggling to put food on the table, they're also struggling to put food in their pet's bowl. And we know that people will actually choose to feed their pet before they feed themselves, which is not a choice we want anyone to have to make. So we've teamed up with Feeding America, and we're committing $10 million to get pet food to families that are struggling. According to our partners at Feeding America, over 50 million Americans, that's something like 1 in 6 people, will struggle with food insecurity this year. Huge increase since pre-pandemic, and their pets are there right alongside them.
Okay, and how can people help feed these animals?
We have a donation drive live right now on PetSmartCharities.org and in PetSmart stores. So if you shop at PetSmart for your pets and you notice you're asked at checkout to make a donation to charities and you wonder, where does that money go? It goes to programs like this that help keep pets and people together. There's so much evidence out there now about the physical and emotional benefits of having the joy and companionship of a pet in your life. That was important pre-pandemic, but now that we're all so isolated, it's essential.
Right, and for people thinking about becoming a pet owner, why should someone consider adopting a pet from a shelter?
To me, adopting a pet from a shelter is the ultimate good deed. There's very few places in life where you can actually save a life, and you can do that when you adopt from a shelter. The pets who end up there are there because of people problems, usually, not because there's anything that's an issue with the animal. So they just need a second chance. And I always give a pitch for adopting an animal that's a little bit older. Puppies and kittens are cute, but they are a lot of work. They chew shoes, they climb curtains. If you go a little bit older when you choose a pet, their whole personality has already developed and you get to skip some of the shenanigans. My biggest tip right now is to be patient and persistent. So many people want to adopt pets right now that shelters and rescues have been overwhelmed, and they're struggling with all of the same logistical issues as other companies and organizations. So give it a little bit of time, it'll be worth the wait.
Okay, you gave us some great things to think about. Thank you so much, Aimee. For more information, be sure to visit PetSmartCharities.com.